whether the Supreme Court was right in accepting the report of the external committee and accepting the report of the SEBI. What I don't know what precedents you want to set. Why not tomorrow have a joint parliamentary committee to examine whether the Supreme Court judgment on reservations is right, or whether the Supreme Court judgment on electoral bonds is right, whether the Supreme Court judgment on something else is right. So these institutions work in a separate, in separate areas. Violation of making law is Parliament's job. Controlling the executive is Parliament's job. If there is an executive failure, of course, you investigate through a joint parliamentary committee. But when this is a matter of alleged infraction of law, infraction of law calls A, for an investigation by those who are authorized to investigate, which has been done. B, for actions under law, and the action under law, the last word is that of the Supreme Court of India. So we've run through this. Now, I don't know what the Joint Parliamentary Committee is going to do. Can they say Supreme Court wrongly accepted the report? I don't know. I mean, they can say whatever they like, but to me as a constitutional lawyer, this is not really what Parliament is meant for. But of course, if the MPs feel that they should sit on it, and if the House agrees, they will have one.
And my final question to you on this rather contentious matter, Mr. Salve, is that do you think that there are some vested interests are at play here? Because time and again, one short seller charging on, taking on, creating documents on the people related to one corporate entity, while that corporate entity is certainly not dealing with public funds. I mean, they're not a government body that public funds are being siphoned off or public exchequer is being compromised. I mean, and even in that case, a short seller, particularly a foreign short seller, has nothing to do with it.
Let's be very clear. When I said it's a matter of investigation, why is it a matter of purely of investigation? There is an allegation that there is a person who's doing business, and that person has acted in a particular way which has violated certain rules. Nobody has suggested that there is any governmental favor in Adani investing somewhere or not doing somewhere. And let's not mix up with the other nonsensical allegations you hear about saying government has presented them with airports. They've got the airports were with private people. They have purchased them. They purchased the shares in the companies in which those airports are being run. They've come in through the bidding process and set up ports. So, all this kind of narrative, which is maybe all right for elections, and I don't understand politics. If it works, it works. But when you're talking of investigation, you cannot have these kind of things. Tell me one thing. Tomorrow, if the Joint Parliamentary Committee comes up with a finding, can they take action against Adani? No. What will happen? They will have to tell the SEBI, you take action. If the SEBI starts an investigation and passes an order against Adani, I will have that order set aside on the short ground that they were influenced by what an external agency said. And Parliament in an investigation would be an external agency. So we cannot have this kind of a system running in parallel. And tomorrow, if they have a joint parliamentary committee on the commission of a crime, and joint parliamentary committee says, yes, so-and-so has committed a murder, what's going to happen? It has to go back to the police. Police has to investigate. And the independence of the police investigation can be challenged, saying you were influenced by a JPC report. So, this is a very serious thing which people who run parliament and who have the best interest of the country at heart need to sit back and think whether this is the right trajectory.
Mr. Salve, moving on to another rather contentious issue, and which you are also representing, and that is the judgment which is supposed to be delivered possibly tonight on Vinesh Phogat. What do you think our chances realistically are, Mr. Salve?
I would be indulging in what Hindenburg is guilty of, speculation. I don't want to speculate. Let's wait. It's improper to comment on a pending case. Let us see what happens. I'm told that the Indian Olympic Committee has set up a press briefing at 6 p.m. CEST, which will be about 9:30 India, because that's the latest by which the award should be up. So,
and we can all be hopeful. All I ask from you is this.
Well, I will only say I've lost the best cases and I've won the worst cases. I mean, each case has its own karma. And this is pure speculation to say hopeful or not. We know what happened. It will be improper of me to speak of what happened in that hearing till the award is out fully.
Thank you very much, Mr. Salve. As always, some very forceful, erudite, and prudent words coming from you.
Yeah.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
This Independence Day, watch Jai Jawan with me, John Abraham, only on NDTV. Jai Jawan!
ये जोश पे चलते हैं हमारे जवान यहाँ पर, अदरवाइज ऐसी जगहों पे जीवन ही बहुत मुश्किल है।
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hello and welcome to India Sense, where I speak with global opinion makers.
The United States has made a strategic decision over the last 20 years to move closer to India.
So a $7 trillion economy seems a perfectly conceivable number.
If you want to be a national party, is that you sort of accept the way the world is rather than want to endlessly hark back to how it was.
Modi is promoting the digitization of the economy, which is accelerating growth in the country.
This Independence Day, watch Jai Jawan with me, John Abraham, only on NDTV. Jai Jawan!
ये जोश पे चलते हैं हमारे जवान यहाँ पर, अदरवाइज ऐसी जगहों पे जीवन ही बहुत मुश्किल है।
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One World Hygiene."
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hello and welcome to India Sense, where I speak with global opinion makers.
The United States has made a strategic decision over the last 20 years to move closer to India.
Now, a $7 trillion economy seems a perfectly conceivable number.
If you want to be a national party, is that you sort of accept the way the world is rather than want to endlessly hark back to how it was.
Modi is promoting the digitization of the economy, which is accelerating growth in the country.
This Independence Day, watch Jai Jawan with me, John Abraham, only on NDTV. Jai Jawan!
ये जोश पे चलते हैं हमारे जवान यहाँ पर, अदरवाइज ऐसी जगहों पे जीवन ही बहुत मुश्किल है।
Welcome back. Dera Sacha Saudar chief and rape convict Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh has been granted a 21-day furlough. He has left jail for the 10th time in the last 4 years. He was granted a temporary release days after the Punjab and Haryana High Court disposed of the Shiromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee's petition against his temporary release. The High Court on August 9th observed that a plea for temporary release by the Dera chief should be considered by the competent authority without any arbitrariness or favoritism. Interestingly, his release comes ahead of Haryana elections and the UP by-polls. Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh is serving a 20-year sentence for raping 2 of his disciples and has been lodged in the Sonaria jail in Haryana's Rohtak district. He was sentenced in 2017, and this is one of the many furloughs he has gotten over the last few years. For that, time for us to slip into a short break. News updates continue right here on NDTV. Do keep watching.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hello and welcome to India Sense, where I speak with global opinion makers.
The United States has made a strategic decision over the last 20 years to move closer to India.
So a $7 trillion economy seems a perfectly conceivable number.
If you want to be a national party, it's that you sort of accept the way the world is rather than want to endlessly hark back to how it was.
Modi is promoting the digitization of the economy, which is accelerating growth in the country.
This Independence Day, watch Jai Jawan with me, John Abraham, only on NDTV. Jai Jawan!
ये जोश पे चलते हैं हमारे जवान यहाँ पर, अदरवाइज ऐसी जगहों पे जीवन ही बहुत मुश्किल है।
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hello and welcome to India Sense, where I speak with global opinion makers.
The United States has made a strategic decision over the last 20 years to move closer to India.
So a $7 trillion economy seems a perfectly conceivable number.
If you want to be a national party, it's that you sort of accept the way the world is rather than want to endlessly hark back to how it was.
Modi is promoting the digitization of the economy, which is accelerating growth in the country.
This Independence Day, watch Jai Jawan with me, John Abraham, only on NDTV. Jai Jawan!
ये जोश पे चलते हैं हमारे जवान यहाँ पर, अदरवाइज ऐसी जगहों पे जीवन ही बहुत मुश्किल है।
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections.
Welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Rishika Barwa. Let's get you the top headlines we're tracking at 5 p.m. this evening. The Calcutta High Court has handed over the hospital rape and murder case to the Central Bureau of Investigation amid a growing chorus for a central agency probe. The court has questioned why the hospital administration didn't file a case immediately and was not present with the family of the victim. The court has also said that there is a possibility of evidence tampering. Nationwide protests against the Kolkata doctors' rape and murder continue to rage. Doctors demand CBI probe and safety in hospital. Health services have been affected due to the doctors' strike. The High Court has also advised doctors to talk to the government and consider ending the strike. And a shocking video from Rajasthan now of a man dragging his wife on a bike. The video has gone viral. The woman is heard screaming for help, but nobody comes to rescue. The accused arrested. The woman had just wanted to visit her sister. The row over flag hoisting in the national capital intensified with Atishi not being allowed to hoist the flag on behalf of the Chief Minister. The Lieutenant Governor has now nominated the Delhi Home Minister Kailash Gehlot. The leader of Bangladesh's interim government, Mohammad Yunus, has visited Dhaka's Dakeshwari National Temple and asked for cooperation, says rights are equal and be patient, don't rush to judge us. Well, the big breaking story that we're tracking at this hour, the Lieutenant Governor has nominated Delhi Home Minister Kailash Gehlot for unfurling the national flag on the 15th of August. This amid uncertainty over who will hoist the national flag during the official Delhi government function on Independence Day, as Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal continues to be housed in the Tihar jail. The General Administration Department in Delhi had said that Arvind Kejriwal, who is in jail in a corruption case, is obviously not going to be there, and therefore they said they cannot authorize Minister Atishi to do so on his behalf. This comes a day after the GAD Minister Gopal Rai had directed the government to make necessary arrangements for Atishi to hoist the national flag. The Additional Chief Secretary of the General Administration Department had responded to the Minister's communication saying that the Chief Minister's direction was legally invalid and cannot be acted upon. Now, Delhi's Home Minister Kailash Gehlot has been nominated by the Lieutenant Governor in order to hoist the national flag on the 15th of August as the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal continues to remain in jail. Remember, this had become the latest flashpoint between the Delhi government and the Lieutenant Governor's office, with Atishi alleging that a duly elected government was being denied the right to hoist the national flag. Let's go right across to my colleague Ishika joining us with the very latest. Ishika, the controversy now rests with the Lieutenant Governor nominating the Delhi Home Minister to hoist the national flag.
Well, yes, certainly, that's the breaking that we are getting at this point of time, is that now the Lieutenant Governor has nominated Kailash Gehlot, who in fact, has the Home Department in the Delhi government to hoist the national flag on 15th of August here in the national capital. And the reason that has been given for this nomination is that, if we talk about the security arrangements that are being done, or the minute-to-minute arrangements regarding, the Independence Day that has to be done, comes under the Home Department and the Delhi Police, and that is why Kailash Gehlot has been nominated as, as the one to hoist the flag, since he has the Home Department in the Delhi government. Now, remember that, as you rightly said, in fact, there was a lot of war of words that we saw between the Raj Niwas and also, in fact, between the Delhi government over this entire matter. We also saw how, in fact, Atishi, whose name was pushed forward by Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister himself, that file did not reach the Raj Niwas because the jail authorities said that nothing official can actually be sent from the Tihar jail. calling it abuse of privileges by Arvind Kejriwal. And now after that, we saw how Atashi attacked the Lieutenant Governor over this, and also the Tihar jail authorities, calling it nothing but dictatorship. So after that, now after MHA in fact gave this right to the Lieutenant Governor to nominate, now Kailash Gehlot's name has been nominated by the Lieutenant Governor. Over to you.
Right, Ishika, with this, of course, the controversy rests, but let's not forget that this, of course, had become, the latest flashpoint between the Lieutenant Governor's office and the Delhi government, because what Atishi had essentially alleged was the fact that a duly elected government was being denied the right to hoist the national flag on Independence Day. But with now the Delhi Home Minister being nominated, the controversy rests because he will essentially be hoisting the flag on behalf of Arvind Kejriwal.
Well, as you rightly said, we did see how the war of words between the Aam Aadmi Party-led Delhi government and the Raj Niwas, in fact, had escalated, especially after, the GAD department itself said to the GAD minister, that is, in fact, Gopal Rai, saying that they are not going to apply whatever he has said because it is invalid is what, was said by the officials in the GAD department. And also after the letter that had surfaced from the Tihar jail authorities, where they had said that they had not sent the file of Arvind Kejriwal pushing forward Atashi's name to hoist the flag to the Raj Niwas because it was abuse of privilege by Arvind Kejriwal. So after this, we saw today Cabinet Minister Atashi herself holding a press conference and saying that this is like taking away the right of the elected government here in the national capital, and this is nothing but dictatorship that is being done by the Lieutenant Governor. But after that, now we are seeing that, this breaking that has come now by the Raj Niwas officials now saying that the Lieutenant Governor, in fact, has nominated Kailash Gehlot. So what will be the reaction from the Aam Aadmi Party-led Delhi government? That certainly remains to be seen now. Whether this will escalate or, in fact, certainly the war of words after this will end. That is something that remains to be seen.
Thanks very much for joining us, Ishika. We'll, of course, continue to track the details of this story. What is really going to be the reaction of the Aam Aadmi Party now is the big question, but we'll continue to get that. Moving on to the other big development that we're tracking amid nationwide protests over the chilling rape and murder of a 31-year-old doctor at Kolkata's RG Kar Medical College and Hospital. The Calcutta High Court today has ordered that the investigation will be transferred to the CBI. This, remember, was a long-standing demand of doctors who've been protesting for the last 4 days, demanding a central agency probe. The court also noted serious lapses on the response of the hospital administration after the doctor was found dead in its seminar hall on Friday morning, her clothes in a disarray and injury marks all over her body. The court has come down heavily on Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, the former principal of the state-run college, saying it was disheartening that he was not proactive. The court also flagged that the former principal was given the same role in another college hours after he resigned. And remember, there's been massive student outrage over that as well. The court had said that he must be immediately relieved of his duties and sent on leave. The parents of the victim want an investigation by an independent body to ensure that evidence is not tampered with. And that is why the case has in fact now been transferred to the CBI. The Calcutta High Court in its order noted the disheartening behavior of Sandeep Ghosh, saying he was not proactive. He was made principal of a national college just hours after he resigned from here. And they've also said that there is a possibility that evidence in this case may be tampered with. It is a peculiar case and there should be no loss of time. Citing all of these reasons, the court has, in its wisdom, transferred the investigation to the CBI.
Despite the body being in such a bloodied state and half naked, the police was casual enough to register a suicide case. And it took quite a lot of time for the police to basically register an FIR and thereafter arrest someone. So this was enough to indicate how casual the attitude of the police was and, well, how much seriousness was lacking insofar as this particular investigation is concerned. We are rather thankful and grateful to the Honorable Court that the CBI has been now handed over the investigation. We also wanted the investigation to be monitored by the Honorable Court. Now the court has also directed the CBI to file periodic reports.
हमको ये विचार है और सीबीआई तदंत ही हम लोग मानता है और ये राज्य सरकार को जो तदंत होता है इसके ऊपर हमारा कोई भरोसा नहीं है तो हम चाहता है निरपेक्ष तदंत एंड जो गिल्टी है उनका कठोर থেকে कठोरतम शास्ति देना चाहिए वो एक दृष्टांत होके सारा मानुष का सामने उपस्थित हो जाते ऐसा कोई करने के साहस नहीं पे पाता है
Well, the family of the victim only moved court this morning. There were other petitions that had been moved, but the family of the victim moved court this morning, and it's important to note the reasoning in this order that the Calcutta High Court has put out for its decision to hand over the investigation to the CBI. It is, of course, the Calcutta High Court has noted in its order that it was disheartening to note that Sandeep Ghosh, who's basically the principal, was not proactive. But after he resigned, he was made principal of National Medical College within hours. It is difficult to comprehend how this happened, is what the Calcutta High Court is saying. He must be immediately relieved of his duties. What was the tiring hurry to do so, which is to appoint him in another place? We have directed his lawyer to instruct his client to proceed on leave. If such a request is made, it shall be accepted. The case diary the court has gone through. What the court has also noted is that initially an unnatural death case was registered. This is usually the practice when there is no complaint. But what has happened is it is surprising why the administration of the hospital did not file a complaint. This was a serious lapse. The case on hand is a peculiar case. There should be no further loss of time. There may be possibility of evidence being tampered. It has been 5 days. There has been no progress. And therefore, the court has directed the investigation to be transferred to the CBI. The case diary and all other evidence has to be handed over to the CBI by 10 in the morning tomorrow. So the Calcutta High Court's reasons, of course, are that since that arrest that was initially made, there has been no real progress in the case. And of course, the Chief Minister of West Bengal had also said that if the family demands a CBI probe, we have no objection to it. Anyways, the Chief Minister had also said that we are giving the police time till Sunday. And if by Sunday they cannot complete the investigation, then we will transfer it to the CBI. But before the government, of course, could transfer it to the CBI, petitions were moved in the Calcutta High Court. And upon hearing those petitions, the Calcutta High Court, in its wisdom, has decided to hand over the case to the CBI. So that's what's transpired. There have been protests going on across the country, and the Calcutta High Court has had a note of appeal for the doctors as well. In fact, the Calcutta High Court has gone on to say that, look, patients are suffering and perhaps the state government representatives should sit with the doctors and, figure out a solution so that they can end their agitation. So there are 2 or 3 things that are important to note. One is the Calcutta High Court coming down very heavily on the immediate reappointment of someone who resigns after taking moral responsibility after an incident has happened like this. Within hours, he is reinstated as principal of another prominent medical college and hospital. That is something the Calcutta High Court has taken very serious note of. The other thing that the Calcutta High Court has taken very serious note of is the registration of a unnatural death case, which is usually what happens when there is when there is no complainant or when the person is unidentified, etc. In this case, this had happened inside a hospital. And it's quite shocking, as the court says, why this particular administration did not file a complaint with the police. I mean, it had to wait till the parents came. And of course, once the parents came and filed a complaint, the case of rape and murder was registered.
All right, well, joining me for a quick reaction, Riju Datta, spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, and K.R. Ghosh, spokesperson of the BJP in West Bengal. Thank you both very much for being with us. Riju Datta, to you first, of course, given the fact that the case has now been transferred to the CBI, there were some glaring irregularities on the part of the hospital administration that have been questioned by the Kolkata High Court. Your first reaction to those?
From day one, that after it was realized that a heinous crime was committed in a government hospital in Calcutta, the Chief Minister herself has been on the case The case was investigated directly by the Commissioner of Police, Calcutta. There was no laxity in the investigation, and the state from day one has said that we want only two things: justice for the victim and her family, and exemplary punishment to the culprit or the culprits. And from day one, the Chief Minister herself has said that if the family wants the case to be probed by an independent agency, she does not have any issue. And yesterday, after meeting the family members, she gave a deadline to Calcutta Police that if you cannot complete the investigation by Sunday, I will hand it over to the CBI. The Honorable High Court, in all its wisdom, has noted the fact that the state has no issue. And for the progress of the investigation, the Calcutta High Court has ordered a CBI probe. We welcome this judgment. We have nothing to hide. We want justice and punishment for justice for the victim and punishment for the culprits. But for others who are bathing for blood, who are trying to conspire and give all sorts of conspiracy theories left, right, and center, we just hope and pray, like every citizen of the country, that CBI gives swift justice to the family and the victim, not drag it for 12, 14, 15 years.
Okay. Ms. Ghosh, the demand from the TMC, of course, is that now that the case has been handed over to the CBI, even though the TMC initially, Mamata Banerjee had said that they want to wait till Sunday before the CBI is actually called in to probe this. The focus really now shifts to swift justice in this case.
Absolutely. We welcome the decision, the verdict of Honorable Kolkata High Court. The Kolkata High Court has, the verdict has proven the inefficiency and the callousness of the investigations conducted by the Kolkata police. Because firstly, it was this Kolkata police who wanted to prove this as a case of suicide. Later on, from the surmounting pressure from the doctor fraternity, from the student fraternity, the police changed their ruling from a suicide to a homicide case, and then later on a rape and murder. There are few questions. If they have nothing to hide, then why was the hurry for cremation? Why wasn't the body of the student kept for further post-mortem and further investigation? Secondly, from other non-verified sources, as of now, we are getting the information that the tiles just right opposite to this seminar hall where the rape and murder was supposedly conducted, the tiles are being taken off, they are being broken. Why? What do they have to hide? Thirdly, the Bluetooth, which was as the evidence, the person accused, Sanjay Rai, has been arrested. As per senior leading doctors from Kolkata, the only piece of evidence which connects the Bluetooth and the accused is the earwax. And earwax is one piece of evidence which does not have any DNA in it. So how can they only frame 1% and go about the case?
What is the larger point that you're trying to make, Ms. Ghosh?
Suicide, then murder.
What's the larger point? What's the larger point that you're trying to make, Ms. Ghosh?
There has been Kolkata police, the TMC government is trying to shield off somebody or certain group of people who are extremely influential.
That's a very serious allegation that you're making. Let me get to the TMC spokesperson to respond to that. Riju Datta, do you want to respond to that? The spokesperson of the BJP alleging that, given how this case has been handled so far, it does appear that there's a cover-up bid. This is something that the Kolkata High Court has also said today, that we want to hand over the case to the CBI, otherwise we fear evidence tampering.
See, the problem is BJP relies too much on WhatsApp University rather than facts. The postmortem was done in presence of a district magistrate and the family members of the victim, which was video recorded. The cremation was done by the family in presence of family members and the friends and family members of the victim. It was not done by the administration. Thirdly, from day one, we have said we have no issues if the family wants for a CBI probe. Even yesterday, the Chief Minister gave a deadline to Calcutta Police. Now the investigation has gone to the CBI. My larger point is this. The people who are spinning or spitting these conspiracy theories, after CBI investigations, even if there is more than one people involved or one people involved, they should all be hanged by the gallows. But if it comes out that there is only one accused, because it has already gone for DNA mapping, let me remind your viewers, the investigation has gone for DNA mapping. So after DNA mapping that is being conducted by a central forensic laboratory, if it comes out that there is only one perpetrator and the investigation done was by Calcutta police is correct, then what will BJP say? Will they hold their ears and apologize?
Okay, well, all of that really still is, in the realm of an investigation. We are hoping that the CBI comes through on a speedy probe and justice is in fact served. I have to say at certain levels, these political blame games are also very unfortunate at times like this. It does lead to a fair bit of disillusionment, but I think it's also important that we ask questions and hold power to account. And, the opposition voices, of course, at those junctures play a very important role, as do journalists, in asking questions in order to ensure that a free and fair investigation is carried out. Riju Datta and Kia Ghosh, thank you both very much for being with us. Meanwhile, while we'll continue to track the latest as far as the investigation is concerned, remember, doctors across the country have refused to return to work except for emergency procedures as they protest against the rape and murder of this 31-year-old doctor at the Kolkata Medical Hospital. Now, nationwide protests are being carried out with doctors who are in fact demanding safety. It's a very basic demand that is being put forward by doctors. They've questioned the 7-day deadline that's been given. Protesting doctors have in fact asked the police to solve the case by Wednesday. Doctors have questioned this deadline that's been given. They've demanded an apology from the police, claiming that rumors are being spread about the investigation and therefore, those rumors need to be checked. Let's listen in to the reactions.
घटना कोलकाता हो या कहीं भी हो, ये देश का एक बहुत दुखद घटना है और सब चाहते हैं कि कार्रवाई, बहुत सख्त कार्रवाई होना चाहिए। और ये कोलकाता में जो घटना हुई है उसमें मेडिकल फ्रेटर्निटी ही क्यों प्रोटेस्ट? ये तो एक इंसान होने के नाते सबको दर्द हो रहा है ना, ये तो सबको आक्रोश होना, ये तो एक नेचुरल है। ये तो इतना गंभीर बात है ये कि मेडिकल कैंपस में ही अगर डॉक्टर का ये हाल होता है तो फिर ये तो बहुत चिंता का बात है।
Well, joining with me is IMA President Mr. Ashokan sir. Today you met the Health Minister JP Nadda. There has been outrage and anger amongst the doctors after the horrific incident that took place in Kolkata. What are the assurances that have been given by the Health Minister and what were the demands that was put forward by the IMA?
The main first demand is that all the hospitals across the country should be declared as safe zones. A safe zone will be entitled to certain security measures. Especially this is important because the medical profession, more and more lady doctors, the proportion of the lady doctors is now around 60% of the doctor population. So the security aspect is very important. Then we also asked for the oft-repeated central law on violence on doctors. He said there are certain limitations for the government. We said we have pressed for that. And he said he will consider and then come out with a statement.
Are you in contact with those doctors as well who are on strike, who are not going to the hospitals? Ultimately, the patients are also being suffering?
Yes, resident doctors are an important portion of the doctor population and they are our frontline warriors, contributed so much during COVID. And their services are important. We will be talking to them regarding whatever has transpired in this meeting.
Mr. Ashokan, lastly, the delegation is also visiting West Bengal. Will you be meeting the West Bengal Chief Minister and what sort of actions and the steps as far as future course of action is concerned by the MS going to take?
Yeah, we are basically going to study the issue. What are the gaps? Why such a thing happened? And we will certainly be talking to the Chief Minister of West Bengal.
Sir, lastly, do you also welcome the High Court decision?
Because the medical profession, more and more lady doctors, the proportion of the lady doctors is now around 60% of the doctor population. So the security aspect is very important. Then we also asked for the oft-repeated central law on violence on doctors. He said there are certain limitations for the government. We said we have pressed for that. And he said he will consider and then come out with a statement.
Are you in contact with those doctors as well who are on strike, who are not going to the hospitals? Ultimately, the patients are also being suffering?
Yes, resident doctors are an important portion of the doctor population, and they are our frontline warriors, contributed so much during COVID. And their services are important. We will be talking to them regarding whatever has transpired in this meeting.
Mr. Ashokan, lastly, the delegation is also visiting West Bengal. Will you be meeting the West Bengal Chief Minister, and what sort of actions and the steps as far as future course of action is concerned by the MS going to take?
Yeah, we are basically going to study the issue. What are the gaps? Why such a thing happened? And we will certainly be talking to the Chief Minister of West Bengal.
Sir, lastly, do you also welcome the High Court decision that the CBI investigation will take place now? The entire case has been handed over to the Central Bureau of Investigation.
Yeah, we certainly welcome that. That's a confidence-boosting step by the High Court.
Thank you so much. So that was the IMA President, Mr. Ashokan, speaking exclusively to NDTV. With the journalist Arun Negi, this is Aishwarya Jain in Delhi.
A shocking video from Rajasthan's Nagaur has now gone viral, where a woman was tied to a motorcycle and dragged screaming for help. Across all the rubble and rocky ground, she was dragged on that motorcycle for several seconds by her own husband. This is a crime that's been reported in Rajasthan's Nagaur district. The man then got off his bike and stood right there looking at this woman with his hand on his waist as the woman who was injured in pain continued to cry. This is a month-old video that has now gone viral. It shows this man riding his bike, dragging this woman behind him. The woman screams for help as she's dragged on the road. Her clothes fall into a disarray and nobody comes to help her, not one person. This is again a shocking story of how nobody came to intervene as this husband continued to drag his wife. Videos, meanwhile, have of course emerged. The man has been arrested. And there have, of course, been reactions that have been pouring in with outrage over how women are treated, whether it is inside hospitals or in their own homes.
Absolutely. So that's really, really horrific what's happened. Now, I spoke to the SP in Nagaur, asking him exactly what had happened. Now, I'm given to understand that, the police are also investigating another angle. Now, remember, in Rajasthan, there are in some pockets where men are unable to find brides. They often purchase them from neighboring states. So this is a crime of human trafficking, which often goes unreported because victims and the people who actually go across and, buy these brides don't report these cases. Now, there is an angle that this woman was bought apparently for 2 lakh rupees 10 months ago from a different, part of the country. It could have been UP, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar. We are not sure. But what will definitely help the police in this investigation will be that they've tracked down the victim. She was in Jaisalmer with her sister. They've tracked her down and they are asking her to give her statement so that it can be sort of recorded. It will help them in the investigation. Now, remember, the status of these women who are in some senses purchased is absolutely abysmal in society. They're not really given any kind of respect. In fact, they're made to labor in the fields. They are not really in some senses even treated as part of the family. Very, very horrifying. And, this really was the limit. The police, I spoke to the SP myself. He said that the police have taken suo motu cognizance of what happened. They filed an FIR. So sections are under the IT Act, also carrying out an act which could actually even, grievously hurt and endanger the life of a person, apart from the, the various sections which come for outraging the modesty of a woman. So they're taking it quite seriously. And the mystifying bit is that someone was actually making a video. So I asked the SP that the person who was making the video, he's definitely, somewhere complicit in the crime. He said, absolutely, we're going to investigate that as well. In the end, you see that there's one woman who sort of rushes towards that lady, even as the man kind of stands there looking at her. What exactly was her role? Are these people members of the family? Did this dragging incident happen inside the house or was it somewhere else? All that will be clear as the police speaks to the victim and takes down her statement. That's when the police will actually be able to move forward in this case with some clarity. Well, the victim, in fact, like I said, this video was 1 month ago. The video went viral yesterday. So the police have only yesterday taken suo motu cognizance of his, filed an FIR and taken the man into custody. They have tracked down the victim. She's in Jaisalmer, which is some distance away from Nagaur. So the police team will either go there or they will bring her to Nagaur and then further investigate the matter. The victim is believed to be safe. She's with her sister. What kind of injuries she received 1 month back after this kind of incident is still not clear. So I'm sure the medical will happen. And then as the case progresses, I'm in regular touch with police officials in Nagaur. As the case progresses, it will become clearer as to exactly what is the status of the victim and what is her version of the incident.
All right. Well, Kavita Srivastav now joins us in the broadcast. She's a women's rights activist joining us from Rajasthan. Kavita, I want to thank you for being with us on NDTV and also request you to comment on, this 1-month-old video that has now gone viral that we're seeing on our screens. There are several aspects of this video that are absolutely shocking. And I just want to say here that while we continue to raise the issue of safety of women in the workplace, if you look at this video and how this man has treated his wife, it just stands testimony to the fact that women are actually not safe anywhere.
Firstly, thank you for inviting me to your show. Secondly, I'm glad that there is a focus on this brutal atrocity that came through in the public domain only yesterday when this video went viral. I really think that this man has to be, the video evidence is enough to not just book him but arrest him. I'm not sure whether he has been arrested.
He has been arrested.
He has been arrested, but now the statement of the wife, there's enough video evidence. She under pressure because it's very clear that she has been bought. You know it, that the sex ratios in Nagaur are pretty bad. In the 2011 census, it was 897. And at present, it has gone down further. NFHS 5, we've not had any census, shows it is 875 in rural Nagaur. Now, with those kinds of ratios, obviously, it cuts across class. It's not just the OBC or the so-called dominant, so-called Savarna caste. It goes down. This person is from the SC community. His name says he's Meghwal. He's from the SC community. And we know it from a large number of SCs that they also buy wives. They also buy. And here the trade-off happened for 2 lakh rupees. The girl didn't have a father. Her mother was given 2 lakh rupees. So it's very clear that she had no support group around. And she was continuously subjected to brutality. Now, my point is that in domestic violence also we say that there is a failure of due diligence of the state. When a woman is even beaten behind closed doors, it's a failure of due diligence. It's not a personal matter. So my first question is to the whole machinery there, that this is not the first time that she's been brutally treated. The neighbors have said she was continuously beaten up for the last 10 months. So what is the Sarpanch doing? What are the ward members doing? What was the beat constable doing? What was the local thana doing? We have to ask everybody because it is very clearly stated that women's issues and particularly domestic violence, there is a responsibility of the state. So my clear question is that what was the state machinery doing? What was both? There are so many women workers. There is an Anganwadi worker. There is a Sathan, apart from the women ward members. What was everybody doing? There is a whole mini secretariat in the panchayat, which is supposed to look after, the goodwill, the health
I think what your larger point here is that when cases like this come to the forefront, it is in a certain sense, symptomatic of a larger malaise. It points to a larger problem.
One, of course, is the larger issue of declining sex ratio, which has caused this woman to be bought. That is one. But the other thing is very specific. I'm questioning what happened to the local state machinery there. It's not the first time she was beaten up. Why is it even today in Rajasthan, domestic violence considered as a personal matter? Why is it considered as a personal matter? It's not. It's a violation of a woman's human rights. That's what it is. So I would squarely, of course, this man is a complete accused, and he should really, the woman should be empowered to give a statement. You never know. At the end of all this, also the woman may just deny. We don't know who's standing with her.
Yes.
We don't know who. We don't know where she is. We as women's activists will try to search for her. We'll try to reach out to her. That is our job. We have to do it. But I'm talking about something else. What about the failure of the state machinery in preventing it? After all, there is a law, of prevention of women from domestic violence. There is a whole, preventive mechanism. So it's a failure of due diligence of the state machinery. And I'm telling you, there's a whole apparatus now in the village. It is not like in the 80s or 90s. We have a mini Sachivalaya. We have so many women workers.
Yes.
We have a sarpanch. We have ward members. What happened to them? And the beat constable. Remember, there is a beat constable.
Yes.
And they also have other people of the police. The police has these village volunteers and whatnot. What happened?
Right.
So that
No,
means
I think,
in Rajasthan,
I think that is
still
yes. What was your point on Rajasthan? Please finish it and then
I'm saying in Rajasthan, they still consider domestic violence as women's personal issues.
Yes.
Which is not so.
Yes.
I mean, it's high time that the Indian polity, the Indian society sees it like a crime against, a human rights violation of the woman, as it is, as the law stands.
Yes.
It's not merely reporting.
I think one of the other issues that one really needs to address and talk about is bystander syndrome when it comes to these cases. There are so many crimes against women that are documented. These videos go viral, but it also points to the fact that somebody had the presence of mind to film this and to circulate it, but didn't have it in them to help. Is this a law and order problem? Is this a psychology problem? I think those are some of the larger issues.
Let us not shoot the messenger. Good that guy did it. Let's not shoot him.
Of course.
But this was happening in the village. There were hundreds of people who were witnessing.
Right.
Why didn't they stop it?
Yes.
They didn't stop it again because the syndrome is that the wife is his property.
Yes.
And whatever he does to her, he beats her, kills her, brutalizes, whatever he does.
Yes.
They will not interfere. And I'm continuously focusing on that. I'm focusing on the bystanders, on the neighborhood, on the police machinery.
All right, several questions that really need to be answered. This is, yet another horrific crime that we're reporting on. We'll continue to cover all aspects of the story. I'm afraid I would love to have continued this conversation. I'm afraid I'm completely out of time at the moment. Kavita Srivastava, thank you very much for joining us and, just articulating the problem there because that really is the first step towards arriving at any solution. That's all the time we have at the moment. We will track this story very closely. With that, we're going to slip into a very short break, but on the other side, a lot more news coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
The Calcutta High Court has handed over the hospital rape and murder case to the Central Bureau of Investigation, a long-standing demand of the protesting students. Calcutta High Court has raised doubts over evidence tampering, says no further delay, the case goes to the CBI. Nationwide protests against the Kolkata doctor rape and murder continues. Non-emergency services, OPD services have been hit across hospitals as doctors demand speedy justice and safety. Shocking video emerges from Nagaur district in Rajasthan where a man is seen allegedly dragging his wife on a bike. She screams for help but nobody helps her. Mohammad Yunus, the charge of the interim government there in Bangladesh, has visited a temple and sought cooperation with reports of atrocities being committed against minorities in Bangladesh.
Get the magic of the best working for you now.
Link your payment cards once, collect rewards forever.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hello and welcome to India Sense, where I speak with global opinion makers.
The United States has made a strategic decision over the last 20 years to move closer to India.
Now, a $7 trillion economy seems a perfectly conceivable number.
If you want to be a national party, it's that you sort of accept the way the world is rather than want to endlessly hark back to how it was.
Modi is promoting the digitization of the economy, which is accelerating growth in the country.
This Independence Day, watch Jai Jawan with me, John Abraham, only on NDTV. Jai Jawan!
ये जोश पे चलते हैं हमारे जवान यहाँ पर, अदरवाइज ऐसी जगहों पे जीवन ही बहुत मुश्किल है।
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hello and welcome to India Sense, where I speak with global opinion makers.
The United States has made a strategic decision over the last 20 years to move closer to India.
Now, a $7 trillion economy seems a perfectly conceivable number.
If you want to be a national party, it's that you sort of accept the way the world is rather than want to endlessly hark back to how it was.
Modi is promoting the digitization of the economy, which is accelerating growth in the country.
This Independence Day, watch Jai Jawan with me, John Abraham, only on NDTV. Jai Jawan!
ये जोश पे चलते हैं हमारे जवान यहाँ पर, अदरवाइज ऐसी जगहों पे जीवन ही बहुत मुश्किल है।
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Welcome back. Let's get you the other big story that we're tracking from Karnataka, where one of the gates of the Tungabhadra Dam in Karnataka was washed away this week due to the snapping of the chain link. Now, a flood alert as a result of this has been sounded downstream Koppal, as authorities have immediately opened all except 5 dam gates to take off the pressure on just one. So in order to prevent all of the other dam gates from giving away, most of these gates have been opened. And how does this really impact that area going forward? There are several districts that have been put on high alert, not just in Karnataka, but also across Andhra Pradesh. Let's go right across to NDTV's Pratibha Raman joining us for the very latest. Pratibha, this is an extremely serious situation as far as the Tungabhadra Dam is concerned, raising once again the risk of floods downstream. What are some of the key areas that have been affected, and what are the authorities saying they're doing about it?
In fact, yes, it is definitely one of the most serious situations that's being faced by this dam in Karnataka. We are talking of one of the 33 gates that has given way due to the pressure of the water that was flowing out. And we're also talking of a dam that is around 70 years old right as we speak. So shouldn't there be some kind of a protocol that needs to be put in place in terms of maintainability of these dams? Is one side of what needs to be discussed, and on the other hand, what can really be done to repair this gate? Now, the immediate plan of action is to ensure that the water stored in those dams would actually be released to at least around 50 to 60%, so that the repair of the gate can actually be done in the most efficient manner. This is what the engineers have presented. The Chief Minister as well as the Deputy Chief Minister have visited the place, have also discussed the issue with the engineers as well as the officials who are involved in this. And the main worry is with the release of water there, this could put several districts of Karnataka as well as Andhra Pradesh in terms of a flood risk situation. Now that definitely needs to be balanced, and that can be known only in the days to come. Back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Pratibha, for joining us with the latest. With that, we're going to slip into a very short break. News and updates on the other side.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Tweet of the day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted that Arunachal Pradesh is a land where patriotism is deeply rooted in the heart of every citizen. This clearly reflects the state's vibrant cultural heritage. Prime Minister Modi putting out that tweet as a part of the Har Ghar Tiranga campaign as he shared a video of a rally in Arunachal Pradesh.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hello and welcome to India Sense, where I speak with global opinion makers.
The United States has made a strategic decision over the last 20 years to move closer to India.
Now, a $7 trillion economy seems a perfectly conceivable number.
If you want to be a national party, it's that you sort of accept the way the world is rather than want to endlessly hark back to how it was.
Modi is promoting the digitization of the economy, which is accelerating growth in the country.
This Independence Day, watch Jai Jawan with me, John Abraham, only on NDTV. Jai Jawan!
ये जोश पे चलते हैं हमारे जवान यहाँ पर, अदरवाइज ऐसी जगहों पे जीवन ही बहुत मुश्किल है।
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One World Hygiene.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hello and welcome to India Sense, where I speak with global opinion makers.
The United States has made a strategic decision over the last 20 years to move closer to India.
So a $7 trillion economy seems a perfectly conceivable number.
If you want to be a national party, it's that you sort of accept the way the world is rather than want to endlessly hark back to how it was.
Modi is promoting the digitization of the economy, which is accelerating growth in the country.
This Independence Day, watch Jai Jawan with me, John Abraham, only on NDTV. Jai Jawan!
ये जोश पे चलते हैं हमारे जवान यहाँ पर, अदरवाइज ऐसी जगहों पे जीवन ही बहुत मुश्किल है।
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One World Hygiene.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Hello and welcome to India Sense, where I speak with global opinion makers
the United States has made a strategic decision over the last 20 years to move closer to India.
So a $7 trillion economy seems a perfectly conceivable number.
If you want to be a national party, it's that you sort of accept the way the world is rather than want to endlessly hark back to how it was.
Modi is promoting the digitization of the economy, which is accelerating growth in the country.
This Independence Day, watch Jai Jawan with me, John Abraham, only on NDTV. Jai Jawan!
ये जोश पे चलते हैं हमारे जवान यहाँ पर, अदरवाइज ऐसी जगहों पे जीवन ही बहुत मुश्किल।
Good evening and welcome to NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. Let's quickly take you to the headlines we are tracking at 6 p.m. Calcutta High Court hands over hospital rape and murder case to the CBI. Court questions why hospital administration did not file a case. High Court also says administration was not with the family of the victim. Possibility of evidence being tampered as well. Nationwide protests against Kolkata doctors' rape and murder. Doctors demand CBI probe and safety in hospitals. Health services affected due to doctors' strike. Senior lawyer Harish Salve rubbishes Hindenburg report, says Hindenburg a crooked, discredited organization. Shocking video from Rajasthan of a man dragging his wife on a bike which goes viral. The woman is heard screaming for help, but no one comes to her rescue. Accused arrested. Controversy over Delhi flag hoisting continues. Atishi not allowed to hoist the flag on behalf of the Chief Minister. Lieutenant Governor nominates Home Minister Kailash Gehlot. Leader of Bangladesh's interim government, Mohammad Yunus, visits Dhaka's Dakeshwari National Temple, asks for cooperation, says rights are equal and be patient. In an important judgment today, the Supreme Court held that bail is rule and jail is exception, once again reiterating the basic tenet of the jurisprudence. The court said even in special statutes, statute cases like the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, the UAPA, a bench of Justice Abhay Oka and Justice Augustine George granted bail to an accused of renting out his property to alleged members of banned organization PFI for allegedly conducting PFI training sessions. The top court has in fact given this big judgment and has once again reiterated that bail is rule and jail is exception. The court has also in a judgment asked the lower courts to not hesitate from granting bail. It's court's duty to consider the case for bail as per the law. If courts start denying bail in deserving cases, it will be violation of the rights of the accused. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, there have been a lot which has been said about various cases as far as the court is concerned in the Supreme Court and other courts as well of various accused. There have been activists, those who have been demanding, pointing out to certain special cases like that of Umar Khalid, that he has been in a prison for a very, very long time, almost 3 years now. In that context as well, will this have an impact as far as other cases, big cases of UAPA, of Enforcement Directorate, PMLA are concerned? That is going to be something that we'll have to wait and watch. But at this moment, a very, very important, in fact, reminder coming in from the top court to all the subordinate courts that it is the duty of the court to consider the, bail as per the law, and it is a violation of the rights of the accused if the court start denying bail. Let me go across to my colleague Sunil Prabhu, who is joining us with more details on this. Sunil, a very basic tenet of jurisprudence once again being reiterated in the top court. Do you expect it to have an impact on other high-profile, important cases as well of UAPA and also of PMLA?
That's right. It definitely, not only UAPA, as you saw what the Supreme Court today said, it's now becoming the template and the Bible for all courts to follow suit. It's become a reference point, be it in Senthil Balaji yesterday, and defense counsels are now using it. Jail is the exception, bail is the rule. It's on this grounds that they believe, not only as you're referring to various cases on UAPA, but even the famous politically sensitive cases where the charge sheets have not been filed for now nearly 4 years, be it Bhima Karugaon or be it the Delhi riots case. It's in this backdrop that definitely there will be more petitions. The defense counsels, knocking at the trial court as well as the respective high courts and the Supreme Court, saying that what Justice Gawai as well as Justice K.V. Vishwanathan have put is really a clear case to ensure that many who have been languishing in jails as under trials and for a long period of time, where charge sheets have not even been filed, can they continue to remain in jail and in custody just because the charge sheets are still pending.
Thank you so much, Sunil, for joining us with all those details. Very important, in fact, reminder once again coming in from the top court. Moving on now to the national capital, where the tussle over who is going to unfurl or hoist the national flag on Independence Day on August 15th, that tussle is now completely turned political. Now, Lieutenant Governor has nominated Delhi Home Minister Kailash Gehlot for hoisting the national flag on 15th August amid uncertainty over who will be, in fact, hoisting the flag. Remember, the Chief Minister, who is, of course, constitutionally allowed to take part in this ceremony of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, is in prison. He had earlier nominated another minister, Atishi, to, in fact, hoist the flag on his behalf. Now, the Lieutenant Governor has gone ahead and nominated Mr. Kailash Gehlot, who is also the Home Minister in the government of Delhi. Now, the General Administration Department in Delhi had said that the Chief Minister, Arvind Kejriwal, who is in prison, cannot authorize Minister Atishi to do so on his behalf. This comes a day after the GAT Minister Gopal Rai directed the department to make necessary arrangements for Atishi to hoist the national flag. The additional Chief Secretary of General Administration Department, Naveen Kumar, responded to the minister's communication saying that CM's erections were legally invalid and cannot be acted upon.
मुख्यमंत्री ने अपनी इच्छा जाहिर कर दी है। उन्होंने ये इच्छा जाहिर कर दी है कि उनकी जगह मैं मंत्री के तौर पे झंडा 15 अगस्त को फहराऊं। उसके जवाब में भी अफसरों से कहलवाया जाता है कि नहीं, हम इस आदेश को नहीं मानते। तो ये क्या है? ये अंग्रेजों के राज की तरह एक नए भारतीय वाइसरॉय साहब दिल्ली की जनता की इच्छा के खिलाफ, दिल्ली की जनता की चुनी हुई सरकार की इच्छा के खिलाफ जो सरकार चलाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, जो एक चुनी हुई सरकार के झंडा फहराने के अधिकार को छीनने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
आज एक कह रहे हैं जी हमने एक प्रशासनिक ऑर्डर निकाल दिया है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल की जगह आतिशी जी झंडा फहराएंगी स्वतंत्रता दिवस के ऊपर, जबकि कानून कहता है और संविधान के हिसाब से अगर मुख्यमंत्री जेल के अंदर है, सिर्फ पर्सनल लेटर के अलावा वो कोई लेटर बाहर नहीं निकाल सकते।
The controversy over the flag hoisting here in the national capital only continues to intensify. To talk more on that, we are being joined with the Delhi BJP President Virendra Sachdeva ji with us. Sir, सबसे पहला प्रश्न मेरा ये कि आज जो है, आज आतिशी जी एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करती हैं जिसमें उन्होंने कहा कि